Sorry. I was looking at the coffee cup. I was going, okay, at some point this video is going to start. Hi, everybody. Today is April 25th. It is my day 345. And again, video of my transition. This is my transition vlog. It means that 345 days ago is when I started estrogen. I think the vlog started a little bit before that, leading up to, me taking estrogen and everything else. But it's kind of what this blog is about. I guess ultimately it's going to have an end to it, right? We just don't know when yet. Things are definitely not all perfect, but when is it? So anyway, trying to experiment today. I have this thing behind me, which is like a table that I put a little sheet over just to block that big window in the back. But I feel like it's gonna fall on me. I don't know, it's kind of an uncomfortable feeling. But it keeps, I think, the color a little normal, because you don't have all that white balance going on with the camera. And this is a camera that's through my computer, so it's not like a dedicated camera. It's just what came in the computer when I got it. But anyway, neither here nor there. All that's maintenance issues, housekeeping issues. A couple things going on. I wanted to try and keep it more topic-based. So, two things to talk about today. On Friday, I had my second electrolysis session in the area of the perineum. And I am looking for something that I can use. Squirtle's out of reach. I'm afraid if I grab him, he's not going to make it. So we use the T-Rex here. The perineum is that stretch of tissue between your organ and your other organ. It's that little area between, for the MTFs, between the base of where your scrotum is to the start of your anus hole. And it is extremely, supposedly it's an erogenous zone, which I guess just goes to show how sensitive it is. But to have someone, it's an X-Acto knife, but poke, zap, poke, zap. It was quite an experience. It had me going more than once. And that was with my lidocaine. And so I'm going to have to use more lidocaine, I think, next time. But I wanted to record that. It was definitely different. As things go, your face, you get used to. Laser, you get used to laser. I did have electrolysis on my face originally back in the 90s, and so I can remember kind of what that was like. It was not the greatest experience in the world. And I did a lot of home stuff too when I was younger, like the IGEA, I think, was like this little tweezer that we would shock and pull. It was a home electrolysis kit. Anyway, waste of money, but you get used to it. And with the other area, the scrotum and the shaft and everything, I got used to it. It was like, okay, I'm here. Although it's like the weirdest experience to have a woman, take your thing, your penis, and she's just like, pulling it back and, zap, 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 and shifting it, zap, zap, zap. I mean, it's not pleasurable in any way, shape, or form. It becomes somewhat of a machine at that point. And at one point I was looking, from the bed, you're laying on your back, and I look down, and I'm to myself, I'm thinking, there was a time in my life where this would have really turned me on. I think about past girlfriends and partners and whatnot. When you have someone's face over your junk in the past, that's a sign of, raise the flag. And not this time. Not the last couple times. Not the last. I mean, it's been like years since that's happened, but again, it was just one of the experience. And then, like I said, she went into the perineum, and it was like, oh, oh, oh. Doable though, still doable, and even if it was more painful, we would still do it because that's the way we are. This is something we want, and we're willing to do a lot of. People get on the X Games for skateboards or bikes, or they climb Mount Everest, or they fight alligators or whatever, and we do all of these things on our own bodies internally, and we don't get any awards. There's no trans games that I know of, and I guess you really wouldn't want to pay to watch someone get zapped. But you pay out the nose to get yourself zapped. But anyway, so that was kind of an experience, again, part of this blog. The other thing, and then this will be the final thought for this video, was, well, two things. Maybe I lied. Two things left. The other is that, and they're related. I really am just so overwhelmed with the changes that I've felt maybe within the last month. And I can't really think of anything. I think a lot of it had to do with my own stress of some of the weight loss stuff I've been going through. But an overall sense of peace and serenity has kind of permeated, But this morning when I woke up and I was in my bed and I just stretched and I was on my side and I just could feel my skin, the softness of it and how good it felt, and other parts of my body that I'm not going to discuss. Also are very, very soft and sensitive and growing. Still. At day 3, whatever I said it was, 355 or 345 or whatever. I mean, breast development is, that's what I was talking about. I don't know what you thought I was talking about, but breast. I'm going for the other one now. Still growing, still happening, and it's such a. I had to just take a moment this morning after my walk, and I was like, things are coming together. Things that, being at peace mentally, being happy, happy with some of the physical changes. Again, it's such a total, all-encompassing, supergalactic oneness, peaceful feeling. And I have a cat coming over here. I have no food. It's a good feeling. It makes me, it tells me that I did the right thing in transitioning. Yeah, so I think those were the connected thoughts, was the sense of peace and well-being and happiness. I think that was it. I know they were related. Weight loss is happening. It's happening slowly, but it's happening, and accepting that as well. I had mentioned in the previous video that I kind of worked myself into a corner, as it was, because I was really trying to have the surgery soon. That's not to say it was too soon, just sooner than later. And once I accepted the fact that that wasn't going to happen, life got a lot better. But I found myself this morning again as I was walking around the block going, this is the way life should be. You don't need to have a whole lot of stress in your life, and, stress at work and projects and getting upset. This peacefulness is the way it's supposed to be. And, it's taken a lot to get here. I've had many, 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 many years that just flat out sucked ass. Terrible. And so I feel in some ways like I paid my dues, and this is my time, And really, that was just about it. Just one day at a time now. If I had to look ahead, and I'm careful not to knock the thing over behind me, I can't think of too much else that's going to happen in the next, we'll say for the rest of the year, which is 6 months. I mean, it's almost May. I'm almost up to my 1 year, so that'll be in May for hormones. And really, at that point, it's just losing weight as I can and going from there, you know. And that's in of itself, that's quite a sense of freedom, because I'm not worried about therapists anymore. I'm not worried about letters. I'm not worried about authorization. I mean, they're once I lose the weight, and I wrote a letter to the consultant, the surgery scheduler, asking, okay, when do you want me to email you? Should I email you in a month and let you know what my weight is? Should I email you when I cross, 250 pounds? I currently weighed at 303 this morning. And so if the goal is to get down to 220, and you're looking at a 60-day, 30 to 90-day predetermination review for the surgery, and before that can happen, the surgeon has to look at you and say, okay, you're ready. And it takes 2 months, 30 to 60 days for that to happen. Then, at what point do you advance to the next step? And that said, again, if I was to hit the weight tomorrow, it would still take up to 2 months to go get another consult with the surgeon, and for the surgeon to say, and then, at that point, is that when they start the predetermination? And then you're looking at 3 more months for the insurance to go, And so at that point, you're up to 5 months waiting, And if you lost 10 pounds a month, that's 50 pounds, right? So, I don't know. It's one of those things. We just have to wait and see. But life's good. On a day-to-day basis, life is very, very good. I must say that. And again, just being so happy. And I've caught myself the other day, looking at myself in the mirror and just feeling very, very happy. I have a thing for myself that, I've taken pictures of my face, just my ugly mug here, over time. And it's not something I'm going to share with anybody. But, it's interesting to see how much has changed, that you just don't expect. And how much, things like your hair, if I pull my hair back, which I hate to do all the way because, I guess you see, like in a bun or whatnot, and, I have to have a little bit of hair sticking out, which I guess is what girls do. They do the, the half, do the ponytail in the back, and then they have the bangs. I guess this is like the Greek look. I have to have that because if I pull my hair back all the way, I see the buzz cut that I had for a long time, and I don't like that. Or my glasses, if I take my glasses off, I can see my old face a lot. And so the glasses are kind of like, look at my round glasses, don't look at my face. And I noticed too, the other day as I was driving in the car, I always complain, I think I called it this shit right here. This is going away. I mean, what looks like little hairs, I still have little black hairs every so often, but this skin tone is the same as this skin tone, or this skin tone, or this skin tone. I can't blame it on the hairs anymore. It's just my skin now, And that was a very liberating moment too. So, all right, I'm out of time. Good luck to everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.